going on, team? Welcome to this morning's isolation session. Start from the top, go to the bottom. So, AU, we know we're still at the bottom. Rejected the lows and started pushing up. And we're still kind of in a consolidation, so a lot of these pairs haven't moved again. We have news today. First and foremost, right? The first thing is first. So CHF and Euro both have news. So I'm gonna turn off every Euro pair. Right, Euro USD will stay on since we have USD high impact news today. Right, so we start off with that. Second thing, right, let's look at Euro USD to see if we can see anything. 39 pips is STP. We did 23. Broke below these lows, respected these lows down here, right? That went back up. So we'll be looking for a little internal shift, right? Internal change of character. So we can see that internal change of direction to start going up. At this point, we're still making lower lows and lower highs. So we'll skip it, go to the next one real quick. GJ just still consolidating, right? Broke a little bit above, came right back down, right? For this one, we had a day of rise. We're still trading between this 30-minute low and this 30-minute high. We still have these daily and these 4-hour highs here as well. Gonna wait it out, see what price wants to do, right? Does this one be a type 1 pattern and start making downtrends? Is it gonna turn into a type 2 is it gonna be a type 2 pattern to continue to go up? Is it gonna be a type 1 pattern to continue to go down? We'll have to wait and see what price wants to do. At this point, we're still don't have a clean break of these highs. We're still just consolidating, still just testing these highs. So still just want to see price do whatever it has to do at this point. Did have an engulfing candle here going down. Wasn't valid. And it flipped. Right? Price flipped, turned around, started going up. GU, not a valid engulfing candle. Same thing as the other pairs. Right? We trade between this 30-minute high, this 30-minute low. Price rejected these lows and started going up. US 30, we have news at 8:15, so we got an hour. Yo, what's goody, folk? Short on EA, but I'll go over EA now. I just seen your message too. NZDCHF, we'll go over that as well. Today there's news, or there's a bank holiday for CHF and Euro, so I'm not expecting price to move at all today, just off the bat. But we'll go over those two pairs real quick. Would you say EA and NZDCHF? I'll turn it on now. EA and NZDCHF. Yeah, there's bank holidays for CHF and bank holiday for Euro. So, if price doesn't move at all today, that's most likely the reason why. So US 30, let's update this real quick. So we had a new 30-minute low that was given during London session. Right, so we broke these lows, gave us these highs up here. Gave us this high. Last green candle before the push down. I'm gonna use this wick up here, and I'm gonna use the body of this candle. And we can see that price rejected it. Boom, boom, boom. Went down. Gave us this break, right? So now we know that this break here. Right. First and foremost, we have a change of character, and this is the break of structure. If we could get that confirmation break of structure, then we know price is gonna want to continue to go down to the 4-hour, these 4-hour lows down here, right? Which is perfect. So we know that we're now trading. Right? We don't have a set low yet, so we just got to be patient for these lows to be set to let us know what price wants to do. USD CAD, perfect, right? Had these lows broke, gave us this high, this low, right? These lows gave us change of character high, so we're trading between sorry, I had to sneeze. We got this break, which gave us these lows down here and these highs up here. And we're trading still just between these highs and these lows. Gold, we're trading between lower low, lower high, lower low, this 30-minute low, this 30-minute high. Looks like price wants to give us a double bottom here to give us a little pullback. Right, we'll see now. We'll see how price reacts. We're at these 4-hour lows. Right, this first red candle is a test. The next one is a green candle, went right back up. The next candle was a confirmation that break. Right, so we do have a confirmation that 4-hour break. So we are trading now between this 4-hour high, which I'm going to say the last green candle before the push down, right, and this 4-hour low over here. And we have week of drop, daily time frame. We have still gotta wait till tomorrow, but it looks like there's gonna be a no now. You can see how super close, exactly what we were saying, right? Price could always come back down, give us a no net for the month. But we'll see, right? If price did give us 2 months of rise, which again is something that we were hoping and expecting to see, for price to give us a new high, then we'd be expecting price to go up, give us a new high somewhere up here, and then go back down. But at this point, we could see how close this candle opened, right, and went from the zone. So could this be considered a no net at this point? I'm still gonna wait it out. We're gonna wait this out till tonight, right, in 10 hours. So literally right at during our isolation session, we'll update all the pairs in the daily time frame, so we can see the continuations. So we'll see. Right, at this point, again, we rejected these lows, gave us a nice double bottom. Could be a nice aggressive entry. And then Bitcoin, I'm also gonna skip since ADR was already hit. Price is already going down. We're still trading, right, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. So at this point, we kind of have an idea as to where price wants to go, right? So take a look at these other pairs real quick. Also going down. Okay. I'd be expecting 30 to start pushing on up, but everything is moving like at the same place. So right, because usually we know USD CAD, USD ZAR are opposite of US 30, and right now they are just moving the same. Right, we know that Bitcoin also is a nice indicator for Bitcoin too, how it moves. So the fact that everything is moving relatively the same, they all look identical, right, makes me already understand and makes me believe that we're just gonna get the moves for the day with the news. Again, we have non-farm at 8:15. We have another high impact at 9:45, another one at 10, and then FOMC at 2 p.m., 2:30. So, today's gonna be one of those days for us where it's just take a step back, let the markets, do what they gotta do, and we'll start getting the trades if we get an easy entry. So you're on short on EA, which is a pair that we have on a complete uptrend. We were making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and we did a change of character. And we're still at the highs, we're still on the 800 EMA. So could this be a rejection of the highs to continue to go down? It could be. Right, we had these highs and these lows. These lows were rejected, didn't break. These are all testing candles, and then went right back up. Internal structure, we're still respecting lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So at this point, if price respects, right, it could always go back down. But if price breaks these highs, then we'll just have to wait and see what price does here. If price consolidates, break up, goes up, we'll know that. If it consolidates, rejects, then goes down, then we'll know it'll continue to go down. Um, Middle of consolidation, not the not the best place to look for a trade. We do have 2 months of drop, right? If price doesn't just go crazy and go right back up and finish on a no net, we do have 2 months of counter drop. So we'll be expecting this month, May, to give us another low. Um, Again, in this little zone of consolidation in the 4 hour, we were consolidating, or we are consolidating. Again, rejected these lows, right? Swept the lows and started going back up. So, again, this is a prime example of how price reacts in the middle of the zone, right? In the daily time frame, it's showing downtrend, right? It's showing downtrend, but we know that we're still consolidating. When we go down to a lower time frame, it's showing uptrend, right? Swept the lows, started going up. 30-minute time frame, we're showing both, right? There's really no clear direction. We're at one point we were going down, lower low, lower high, to then now we had a change of character, right? We had a change of character before we had a sweep of the lows. Or sorry, we had a change of character after we had a sweep of the lows to go right back to the top side, right? We also have the 800 EMA, which we know price respects 800 EMA. So could price here use the 800 as a support to then go down? Could happen. But understanding today there's news for euros, so I'm not gonna keep it on. So it's gonna be slow. It's definitely gonna be slow. And then same thing for NZDCHF. There's news. We know it's just gonna, or it's a bank holiday, right? We're looking for price to either break these lows or break these highs. And you can see that price went to the bottom, rejected the lows, went right back to the top. What are you looking for on this? Shorts or long? You're looking for shorts. And then price went right back to the top, and we're waiting to see if is price gonna reject these highs. They reject, then we'll see price go down. If they break, then we'll see price cover these imbalances on the left hand side. Pretty much it. This is another pair that's also just not in the best place to look for a trade at all. This is peak low territory. This is the lowest point in the market. Even using market makers pattern on the weekly time frame, even using market makers pattern, right, from the top to the bottom, this is just, we're all the way at the bottom, right? And this is where price is consolidating. So NZDCHF, would this be a good place for a trade? Yeah, sure, right? Because we could have prices consolidating from here to here. We're at the top of consolidation. We catch these trades to go right back down to the bottom. Would be ideal. So that's pretty much it. And if you're just following market structure, that's pretty much all that matters, right? You're following where price is flipping, right? We had higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price gave us a change of character, lower low, lower high, break of structure, lower low. But all of this was imbalanced candles, so I wouldn't even count this, right? And then price gave us a change of character, and then price started just consolidating. We're still pretty much trading between this low and these highs. That's pretty much it. Could we be expecting price to give us a pullback back down? Could happen, right? It is something else that I could see happening. But the fact that here in the 30-minute time frame we're above the 800, price is just respecting the 800 EMA, rejected the break of these lows multiple times for the last 2 days. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be a strong trade going short, right? We have an engulfing green candle, broke above, right? Rejected the lows and again rejected the highs. So I mean, at this point, the only clean, right? What would be our indication is it's literally going to be if price breaks above this engulfing candle, that'll be the confirmation, right? And then if for price to go short, we'll have to see price break below here. We could look for these trades going short, and then again when price breaks below here, if it breaks below the engulfing candle, then we know it's going to continue to go down. That's pretty much it, friends. EDCHF. You guys have any questions about any other pairs? Any pairs, whether we're looking at them or not, whether they're on our list, just let me know. We'll go over those real quick. Trying to figure out what this is real quick. What engulfing candle is this? From where? From who? We had a. I don't know. Where's this from? And we had a month of drop, so we could definitely. Okay. Focus on right now. So right now we have a week of rise on the 800, still lower low. Right, had a 4-hour change of character. Right, we know that we don't have a BOS. We had higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price came down, gave us a change of character. Right, lower low. So we know that we're trading between this low and this high. Internally, right, we can see lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, waiting to see what price wants to do. Right, in the 30-minute, we could see that again, price made lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character, higher high, higher high, and then 30-minute time frame, we had a change of character, lower low, lower high, to then lower low where we're at now. So we know that we're trading between this break that happens here, which again, if we really want to be technical with it, did we get a clean break of structure? No. Right? No. It didn't touch it, but it's close. Right? We did close below, but this candle doesn't have a bottom wick. So we'll see. We'd like to see a steeper push to the bottom, but we'll see how price continues to react into the zone. We're Wednesday, right? So you had a fake out yesterday, and then pretty much price moved sideways out there. Could we be expecting price to give us a push back up to the top side? I don't know. If we had a steeper push to the bottom, I'd be expecting it. Overall, I'm expecting price to continue down. We had a green, green, red here with the retest to continue at the end of the day. Then we have a green, green, red here, but the red doesn't have a bottom wick. So I'm not gonna be entertaining this pair as much as I would like to. But we'll see how price reacts, right? Either way, we're gonna wait till news. I'm not gonna take any trades till after the first news hits, 8:15. So I'm not gonna be looking for an entry until after 8:15. Can you check EU and GJ for me? Yeah, I got you, no problem. So I'm not gonna be looking for a trade for any of these pairs, for the USD pairs, right? Because again, we have USD news, high impact, starting at 8:15 and ending at 2:30 p.m. So if we still have opportunities to enter after 8:15, then we could catch something before NYC open, and then again, obviously we have news at 9:45 and 10 a.m. So you said GJ and EU, so we'll look at EU first. So there's again same thing I was saying earlier about the EU pairs, right? EU pairs and the CHF pairs. It's a bank holiday. So the fact that it's a bank holiday for EU it's or for euro is could we be expecting price to just not have any volume for the rest of the day? It could happen, but the fact that it's also a USD pair, right, where we have a lot of news today, we kind of just got to be patient. But this is what I have drawn out, right? If price breaks below these lows, we're at this point, if price breaks below these lows, then we could expect price to continue to go down into these 4-hour lows down here, right? If price continues to do what it's doing now, right? At this point, I think we'll have to go into a lower time frame on EU. And the reason I'm saying that is because of how candles are moving today. Again, it's a bank holiday, right? You can see how small these candles are. There's little to no volume until after Asia session going into London, right? So first thing is first is where are we trading, right? We have these lows, these highs, these lows where prices continued, right? Lower high, lower low, right? And then price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? So here in the 5 minute, we can see that, okay, price reached the 800 EMA. We're trading above the 800 EMA. If price ends up respecting these lows down here, right, and we could use this zone as a little push back to the top side, then we know we could do that, right? But if price breaks below these lows, then we'll see price continuing that push to the bottom. That's pretty much the only thing I have here in the 1 minute. Sorry, not the 5 minute time frame, the 1 minute time frame. Everything else is just it's the candlesticks are too small, right? There's really no structure. It's moving. There's not enough structure being made in any time frame except for the 1 minute. In the 1 minute, you could get a little mixy with it. But again, euro, I wouldn't suggest trading pairs today that have news or that have bank holidays, right? So the euro pairs, CHF pairs, like I said. Um, but that's pretty much it, right? And again, this is a pair that you guys know I don't trade counter. I don't go against the overall trend. So I'm not interested in trading EU until we start with the overall uptrend once again, right? We had a change of character. We had a break of structure, right? We had the retest to continue the push to the top side where we consolidated. Once we consolidated, we broke below. So again, the 30-minute time frame is looking downtrend, right? The only thing is, again, we reached these zones where we're respecting. So that downtrend that we started seeing already kind of already was made. So gotta be patient with this one for sure, right? Because as easy as we could see it go down, I mean, we just look at our left hand side. We have clean traffic on the left hand, clean imbalance, clean traffic, right? So could price come back up, give us a lower high to continue to push to the downside? It could happen. Um, so yeah, EU. I said I was turning this off. I don't know if I just turned it on now with you. Um, and then GJ is just consolidating. So this is one where it's pretty easy today, right? You're looking for either type 1, type 2, or type 3 pattern. Really simple. You have consolidation, right? You're either looking for a type 1 pattern, which is like this. You'll be looking for a type 2 pattern in a downtrend, which will be like this, which we could see is not going to be the case. So we already know that a type 2 pattern going into a downtrend is not going to be valid, right? Or a type 3 pattern, where at this point, right, if we're looking for a type 3 pattern in a downtrend, we're expecting something like this, right, where price comes back 50%, breaks, comes back, and then goes down. And then for the uptrend, everything would just be inverted, right? Consolidation, it'll break below, do something like this, consolidation. For an uptrend, right, it'll break, which looks like this could be it, right? A type 2 pattern where breaks, comes back, and continues, or a type 3 pattern where price breaks, comes back 50% of consolidation, and then goes up, right? So super simple today for GJ. We're just consolidating. So you just gotta wait for these breaks. Gotta wait for the confirmations. Right now, there's no. Let's start going from the top to the bottom, right? So we kind of understand what we're looking for, why we're looking at it the way we're looking at it, right? We have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? Because these lows were respected, and then to where price is at now, higher high, higher low, higher high. So we know that we're trading between these lows and these highs in the daily time frame, still making higher highs and higher lows, right? We see that we have a crazy red candle that gave us a wick to the top side, right? And a wick to the bottom side. So we know that price has to go both ways in order to fill that gap, right? In order to fill that wick. Um, Weekly time frame, we could see higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Price consolidated, broke above, and continued the trend to the top side, right? Once we continue the trend to the top side, we got to where we're at now, right? We have these crazy candles, 30-minute low, 30-minute high. The 30-minute lows are respected. It started going up, right? So at this point, could we be expecting price to reach these 30-minute highs and cover this imbalance on the left-hand side? It could happen, right? What we were looking for initially was a break of structure of these highs. Did we get a break, right? If we add a line to the top of the zone, right? This green candle's testing, this green candle's testing, and then every other green candle went back down to the zone, right? This green candle's testing, this red candle is not a break. This green candle broke above, has no bottom wick, so it's not a strong break. The next green candle, right? Yes, it closed above, but what happened? Again, doesn't have a top wick, and then price came right back down. So I'm not confident in these buys, right? I wouldn't be confident seeing this as a, oh shit, this is gonna be a type 2 pattern or a type 3 pattern, right? Where price is gonna bounce off and do something like this, right? I'm not confident in that push. And again, the reason why is because all the candles that would have been a break, none of them have bottom wicks, none of them have top wicks, right? So at this point, I can't sit here and say, oh yeah, this is a clean, you know, type 2 pattern to continue the push to the top side. It doesn't make sense, right? There's a whole bunch of other key things that is missing. Let's also add this. I haven't even added the 4-hour candle. Right? We do have a green 4-hour candle, and we can see that market has been faking out price all week, right, since Monday. Um, so that's pretty much it for GJ. Again, we just gotta be patient, wait it out to see what price really wants to do. But that's pretty much it. That's kind of the zones that I'm in. If price goes back below these lows and breaks these lows, then we know price is gonna continue that push to the downside. Um, and then the break of the highs, again at this point, there's gonna be two things I'm looking for, right? We're either gonna look for price, we're gonna look for an engulfing candle going long, or we're gonna just have to wait for price to really break these highs. Once we could break these highs, then we'll be good to go. Let's see if we have an engulfing candle. No, nothing. So we'll wait it out. We'll see what happens. And all the other pairs are pretty much the same, right? Just engulfing. Green candle doesn't have a bottom wick, so it's not valid. US 30 just sitting at the bottom. USD CAD just consolidating at the top, right? So I'm not confident in any of these trades at this point. Thank you, of course, my brother. No problem. Today is again, we know that this is the what we were explaining yesterday, right? Last night. Today is the last week, or this week is the last week of the month. Beginning of the month as well. And it's the beginning of the week of the month as well. So everything is kind of bouncing off of each other, right? We have this week, we know price is just here to fake traders out, right? Collect contracts. That's what the first and the last week, the first Friday, the last Friday of the month is used for. Um, the first and last Friday or first and last Mondays of the month are also used for that as well. So understanding that we also have all this news coming in, right? Not only today, but if we go back to Forex Factory, right? We have news all day today. Tomorrow we have bank holidays. And we also have a couple news folders, right? Unemployments and CPI. And then Friday, again, the first Friday of the month, we also know it's usually non-farm payroll, NFP, whatever it's called. And Friday, May 3rd, we have NFP exactly 8:30 a.m. and then 10 a.m. So, start looking ahead, right? Next week, Monday, there's no news. There's GBP bank holiday. Tuesday, also no news at all. Wednesday also looks like a very clean day. So until Thursday. Thursday we start having news for GBP again, and then Friday we have news again for CAD and USD. So should be an interesting next week and a half here for sure. Time is it? 7:15. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. If you guys have any questions, make sure you guys you guys always could go into the Discord, put your charts in the chat, and then we could go over it. Or if you guys just want to put it in the chat, you could just post a link to your chart on the in the chat, and then we could go over it. Give me 1 minute, guys. I'll be right back. My bad, I'm back. Alright, so once again, let's try to go over these pairs one more time. Right before we still got another hour, so we're good. But AU still in the same spot. GJ, alright, so yeah, exactly what I was saying, guys. Right, we don't have a solid confirmation. Right, I'm looking deeper. I said this wick, this candle doesn't have a wick, but now it looks like it does. Right, I mean I'm not tripping. Right, when I went over it, we saw no wick. Right, um, but we have a top wick, a very small wick. That's weird. Okay. Um, but still, I still want to use my same rules, right? Um, let's go back. Let's take a step back real quick. So we know that we're still trading in 30-minute. We're still trading between these highs and these lows. There's no doubt about it. We know that's a fact, right? These lows were never broken. We had higher high, higher low. This was all part of the same trend, right? This is the high that was left. Again, I'm not gonna count the wick, but we know that this is the highest green candle, right? Um, with that being said, even if we want to use this candle, I just don't want to have such a small zone, right? So again, in the 30-minute time frame, GJ is a big pair. I'm not going to use a 12 pip, 6 to 12 pip range. It doesn't make sense. So I'm going to use, instead of using the wick of this green candle, I'm just going to use the body closure and the highest candle in the zone, which is again an imbalanced candle, um, red wick. So we still know that we're trading between this high that was made, right? Even if we don't want to use, right? Let's take a step back. Even if we don't want to use the wicks and just want to use the body closures, we still have this one up here, right? So regardless, it's just a tight zone, right? And then these lows, we have this green candle, again, an imbalanced green candle that just, or an exhaustion green candle, right? That gave us a wick and then closed right back above and started going back up. So internally, yeah, we could see lower low, lower high, lower low, and this is where price rejected again until we had these highs here. So even if we're just trading it like this, right, we know that we're still looking for price, okay, to still break above these highs, right, which we did not get a break of. Right here in the 30-minute, it looks like this candle doesn't have a top wick, but then if we zoom in and start playing with it, yeah, pause. Um, right, and we're still trading between these highs and these lows down here. If we were trading internally in an internal time frame, we go to the 5-minute or the 1-minute. So still, this isn't a comfortable pullback for us to say that this is like a type 2 pattern where price breaks, or a type 3 pattern where price breaks, comes down, even if the rules line up, right? Because let's start talking about, like, okay, cool, what if we do want to get into an aggressive trade? What if we do want to start looking for price to continue to push to the top, right? What do we know, right? So first things first, excluding the first exact thing, which is peak high territory, which is the worst. Peak high and peak low territory are the worst spots to look for a trade. And the only reason I still have this pair up is because people ask for it every day, right? People ask for this pair every single day. So, it is what it is. We'll look at it. But you guys can see that don't really have trades here, right? On top of the fact that GJ is usually a pair that moves during Asia and London session. So 9 out of 10 times we're not gonna get a trade on this pair. But on the days that it looks like we have an opportunity, we have to keep in mind that that's the first thing we gotta know. If today's gonna be a day that we break a rule, right? At least let's be knowledgeable as to why we're breaking that rule, right? Because then if we lose this trade, we understand why we lost this trade, right? And if we continue to trade it, then we know it's on us. But again, I don't think I've taken a GJ trade. It's been a minute. It's been a very long time. But either way, first thing is first, peak high territory. The worst place to take a trade, right? But if you're gonna look for a trade, let's start looking at the rules. Peak high territory is technically still level 1. Level 1, what do we want to see? Going up, we want to see price bounce off the 50 EMA. So is that one of the first things we see that's happening here? Yes. Price is bouncing off that 50 EMA. Right? Forgetting the EMAs, also something that I don't use all the time, but I know a lot of people use them still. Right? So let's look at the rules. Right? If we're looking for a type 2 pattern, or I'm sorry, at this point it would be a type 3 pattern, we'd be looking for price to come back 50% of consolidation, right? And start bouncing away. right? Start giving us the break, the pullback to continue, right? So right now, that trade is being held by the 50 EMA. So what would be an aggressive entry, which is something again I don't take aggressive entries unless it's something that I'm 100% sure of. This would be the position below the zone to wherever STP is at. So today's STP, let's take a look. 143, so same thing as yesterday. 144 was yesterday, 143 is today. We'll do 140 or whatever comes first. See, I'm not taking my TP all the way up here. Oh, but STP, oh, but no. I'm looking at structures. First thing is first is structure, right? Before anything else, before you see anything else on the charts, what do you see is candlesticks and structure, right? Price action, market structure. So where would realistically, where would be my TP number one? Would be at the high of the zone. 42 pips, not bad. Chilling with that. All right, but what do we know about GJ? It's a big pair, right? What do we also know? We have the daily high and the 4-hour high. So my TP2, where would my TP number 2 be? It would be right here. 75 pips at the daily high. Nothing more, nothing less. Even though again, we know we have 144 pips in total. So let's mark that down so we're not confused. Right? I said we'll do 140 because the medium from yesterday and today 143, 144. I'm not going to use 144, I'm not going to use 143. We'll do 140. Let's look at yesterday, man. Yesterday we did how many pips? We did 128. I mean, like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna go for 140 because we can't even do 140, and we understand why. Today is a news day, right? It's a slow day in the market. I'm not gonna expect price to give me more than it can. So TP number 2 will be here. TP number 3 will be the 4-hour time frame at 100 pips, and then the rest would be if it continues to go up, which would be at 130. What was it at right here? 130, 133 pips in total. So this would be an aggressive trade that I wouldn't take again, but it's something that could happen, right? So let's continue to go on. GJ, that was GJ. GU is another one, right? We have a 30-minute high, 30-minute low. Yes, we're still making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Oh, this is going to be the higher high because we have a double bottom. What type of confirmation do we have right now, right? We have a break of the lows. Well, again, if we're looking at the candle closures, right? Use the wicks, which is very important because this should be a whole zone, right? We should really be looking at it like this. What a box, but it's all good, right? Do we have a break of the lows? Testing candle went back up. This candle was below, closed up, testing. This candle is still touching the zone, closed below, testing. The next candle, if it would have been a red candle going down, closing below, then we would have said, oh, this is gonna be a break and retest. Now, what's the next thing that we see? Look how crazy. So just think about the manipulation that price is doing. So GU is not only is it doing market manipulation for people who are just trading structure the way we're looking at it right now, but it's also like everybody, people trading patterns, right? Double bottoms, people who are trading internal time frames, right? Going into the 5 minute or the 1 minute, they'll see this as a change of character. They'll see this as a change of character, and then they'll see this as a break of structure here, and then that broke up here too, break of structure, to continue and clean this to this imbalance on the left hand side, right? So not only is it fucking them up, right? But let's look at every single rule. We have an engulfing candle here, but why isn't this an engulfing candle, right? Because this green candle does not have a bottom wick. So now let's talk about the traders who are not disciplined enough to know that that's a rule, or just people who know the rule and they say, oh, fuck it, because it's GU and it's 7:30 and we have news, and the news is gonna make the price go up, right? Crazy ass motherfuckers who think that they know where news is gonna go, right? Yes, again, I had this conversation with somebody yesterday, which is funny that I'm bringing this up, right? We have an idea, right? We have an assumption as to where price is gonna go when we're looking at market structure, right? Because if we keep it simple and we know, oh, price is making higher highs and higher lows and higher highs and higher lows, and right now we were in the higher high making a higher low. So now everybody who knows every single rule in the world are going to start using fibs right? And they're gonna be looking at this as, oh, price is in a discounted point, um, right? Price is in a discount. So then they'll start looking at the other fibs and they'll be like, oh, okay, cool. If it didn't go to my 50%, it's gonna go to my 61.8. And if it doesn't go to my 61.8, then I have another POY of 78.6. So they'll start going down the fucking ladder every single time they take, they'll have a pending order and then their stop loss gets hit, right? So now you have the fib traders who are looking at this as a 78.6 retracement. Then you have the market, the market structure traders who are looking at this as, again, this is a point of interest because this is the last red candle before the push to the top side. We'll change this color so we're not confused, right? Purple is the point of interest. Okay, so now price went to the point of interest. Yeah, it disrespected it, but then it broke above it now. So could we be using this as a flip zone to where price breaks above it now and goes down? Yes, right? And then you could go deeper into it and start looking at it like, okay, cool. This is the point where we could see that price is not ready to move. We're just kind of in a consolidation. Broke below the 800, perfect, right? That's kind of rule number one, right? But we know that we still have this weak 30-minute low. Keeping it simple, right? We know that this is a weak 30-minute low. We know news is today FOMC and non-farm. What do I think is gonna happen? What do I think could happen? Is price is gonna throw huge ass candles today, right? Probably wick these entries or wick these stop losses down here, and then we'll continue to go up, right? If not, to keep it again very simple, I'm gonna be looking for price to break above these highs here. And if price could break above these highs here, at this point I'm pretty sure 60 pips. We're still not. We'll have another 20 or so pips to TP if we want to be aggressive with it. About a 7 pip stop loss, 20 pip, 24 pip for take profit. Could be for the day. Wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be a bad idea, right? So G is gonna be interesting. And let's also update 21 candles green. Year, what's good, Muhammad? Welcome. Great rising, great rising. US 30 also had an aggressive entry. I was looking at this. I'm like, do we do it? No. Right? Just 30-minute, little tap of the 30-minute low after we made a lower low. Right after the break. Um, right, to continue this push to the top side. So let's see. We still have these gaps in the 1 minute time frame at the low. So if price just decides to give us a pullback today, right, we'll start looking for, I want to start looking for engulfing candles, flips of engulfing candles as well. But there is none, right? We can see this one, the 30-minute doesn't have no bottom wick, so not a valid engulfing candle, right? This red green is not valid. The second red candle didn't close below the first, right? Just a lot of fake outs. So just looking at structure, we just go down to the 5-minute, right? We had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? Lower low. Technically, again, not a break because we didn't get that candle closure. It was just the wicks. But looking at structure, just seeing where price broke, right? Looking from wick to the wick, we know that in the 5-minute and the lower time frames, we're trading between, right, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and price gave us a change of character. So if we want to be aggressive with this one today, which again I'm not gonna be because I'm not gonna trade the news. I'm not even going to mark up, the internal change of characters and break of structures. But again, it could happen. Right? It's definitely not. It wouldn't be a bad play for today. Right? Let's look. Well, how would I mark this? I'll show you guys. We'll do it now. We'll keep it updated. Right? So all right, we're waiting for a steeper pullback, right? Where we can't say this is higher high, higher low. No, this is all part of the same trend, right? This is still lower low, and this is still part of the same trend going up. We still don't have a significant pullback to have a set high yet. But if we could get that change of character and a solid break of structure, right? Like let's say we get a pullback here, right? And then price breaks. We got an entry here to continue up to here, right? This will be a small zone, right? And this is US 30 in the 1 minute time frame, right? But if price continues and we don't see a pullback, price could continue up to here, right? Which is to clean this, just the imbalances. So let's see. And then USD CAD, right? So we're rejected the 30-minute engulfing that we had here, perfect. Had a 30-minute high as well, price rejected it, perfect. Started going down, right? But again, I don't trade going counter, right? I'm not against the overall trend, so I'm not going to be looking for trades here. But this will help us determine, right, what US 30 wants to do. They move counter, so USD CAD's going down, we could be expecting 30 to start going up, right? But again, I'm not too married to that. We're gonna go ahead and wait for the news. Like I said, we have about like 45 minutes for the news. And then gold, pretty much same thing, right? Rejected the lows, gave us a nice like little double bottom break, retest, right? To then continue to push to the top side. But this is kind of the same thing where at these lows, externally, again in the 30-minute, none of these are really significant pullbacks, right? So I can't really be here using these as support, right? None of them really have any support to them. So could price, when that's why I was saying with how GU is gonna react with the news, could gold do the same thing where it just throws a crazy wick somewhere into the zone, and then after news 8:15, 8:30, 8:45, 9 o'clock, even NYC open, that's when price is really gonna move. But again, we don't know, right? We have an idea as to where price wants to go, but with today being FOMC and non-farm, there's too much that the market could do, right? Like the first news that hits now at 8:15, could price just not move at all? We've seen it do that, right? How many? If we go back and back test, right? This is homework for you guys. If you guys really care, go check on Forex Factor. How many times did we have news between 8 a.m. and 8:45 in the morning? How many times did the market just not really react to it? Right? Go find out which pairs, right? If you the USD news at 8 in the morning, look at all the USD pairs, how many of them moved and how many of them just didn't do anything. And then how many of them did something crazy for the NYC session at 9:30. Right? And then that'll give you guys that little ease of mind of, oh, we got to get ready to trade news. Like I don't know why that's such a, I feel like social media has really turned the reality of trading into like just a fantasy, because it's crazy how I started trading, right? I started looking into, and everything was 20, it was still 2017, 2016, 2017, 2018, and I was still learning from people saying like, yo, do not trade news, do not trade news. People trading news was the people on MT4 who you see scamming, who are throwing 1,000 different lots, 1,000 different positions in one place before news, and then you see they, oh, I grew $100 account to 100,000 in just these trades, trade NFP. Like those are the people you knew were scamming. So the fact that now it's just something that's, knowing it's a fucking scam, and knowing, like, again, you if you guys want more proof, go look up Raja Banks' trade from March 14, or was it March 16 of 2024. Go look up that trade. Go look at how he traded news, and then come back to this and let me know what you think. Again, there's too much proof, and it happens every single day, and the fact that people are just still so stuck on the social media fantasy of trading, and it's like, yo, wake up. How many times do you have to fail an account the same fucking reason, back to back to back to back to back, to then understand why it is that you guys are losing your accounts, right? Or blowing your live accounts for the people who don't trade, right? Because there's everybody goes through the same thing, which is crazy. So it's like, yo, we all know we all go through the same thing, and we're all just gonna fucking just continue to do the same thing wrong. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense, right? Again, unless we are just in a beautiful, and I mean we have to be in a pristine spot to look for a fucking entry before, especially it's not even just before news, before high impact news that you know moves. Like this isn't high impact news unemployment, right? This isn't high impact news fucking, I don't know what's another folder called, right? It's not one of these small ones, right? Like it's not manufacturing high impact news. Like it's, or I'm sorry, construction spendings, right? My fourth factor. Let's see. So what is it? It's exactly non-farm, which we said earlier, right? Is at FOMC and the federal funds. So I'm expecting something fucking crazy today. It's just the problem is, are we gonna have one of those situations where, again, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna be like, oh yeah, news went to our direction, right? Let's just market this up, right? Let's say our direction for news is to go up, right? And this is a great analogy that I gave somebody yesterday, right? You have somewhere to go. I could tell you, oh, when you start driving, take a right here, and when you go straight, take another right, and then it's gonna be to your left, right? And I say that's how you get there. But you decided that instead of taking the first right, you decided to take a left. And then what did you do? You continue to go straight, and then you take a left, and then you continue straight, and then you took another left, right? You still got to the same destination, right? Price still went up. You still got to the same place, but you went another way. Instead of thinking what you wanted to go going here, you did a whole bunch of other things down here, and then you went. And we still got to the same place. So then after news, this is where everybody says, "Oh, I fucking knew it. I knew price was gonna go up." It's like, bro, brother, like real traders on we again, if you're trading with real stop losses with a real account, you can't trade like that. Your drawdown is gonna be intense. They're gonna look at your account, number one, and say that you're just gambling and they're not even gonna fund your account. So there's a whole bunch of things to this where it's like it doesn't make sense, right? So we gotta lock in on that, guys. We as a lot of people, definitely not me anymore. Thank God. Um, but if you're still stuck on that, that's your that's your reasons. Because again, there's a few of you guys in here that are still like that, and I know because I get the messages, I get the DMs. You gotta lock in. So that's the thing with gold. 7:42, we're almost there with the news, right? 8:15. So let's look. We'll continue to go down the list. We'll go up and down the list, and then we will see. So GJ is looking good. GU also looking good. Just notice all the entries right now. All these entries we would be in a simple day is just wick entries. Wick entries, right? The same thing as yesterday. Give me that wick entry, right? So we understand what we're looking at. The only thing we just don't know is, you know, these entries, why aren't they as strong as they're supposed to be? Again, wouldn't take this on a regular day. This green candle doesn't have a bottom wick. Not a strong green candle. So this isn't a strong support zone. Right? So same thing with GJ. We're gonna focus on what pair do I want to just keep an eye on today. Because everything is gonna move at the same time. So we know USD CAD R. So I'm not gonna take a look at USD CAD Y because at this point we're, in the higher low process, we're in the higher high. I'm not gonna trade counters, so I'm not looking for shorts. So goodbye with that. And then the next entry I want to see is gonna be after the flip, right, of 30 minutes. So if price does break above, then we'll know we'll catch an entry. We'll take a look back into this at 9:30, closer to 9:30. If STP isn't hit, if ADR is still good to go, then we'll look for a trade there during NYC. So we'll turn this back on later. Um, let's take a look. What other things could we see for these? Let me recalculate STP real quick. Uh, 148. How many did we do already? We've done 18 pips, so we still 20 pips. Okay. GJ is at 143. We did this earlier. And again, we've only done 70. 57. Okay. So this is still good. GU. Right, this is another one that it's done 32. This is another one that overall I'm looking for price to go up, but we can see that we're still making lower lows, lower highs, and I'm not going to be comfortable trading it until we break above these highs here. So we're either going to break above these highs, or I want to see price come back down to these lows, and then this is where we'll look for entries. Right, and at this point, if price does go down to these lows, we'll have a beautiful 40 pip zone, right? 45 to 50 pip zone, right, for a TP. So we'll take a look at GU again during 9:30. And then obviously US 30 I'm not going to trade till 9:30, so we'll keep this on. Same thing for gold. So we'll just keep an eye on, what do you guys want, GJ or AU? Right, AU, well, let's do the same thing for AU. AU, right, I'm looking for price to go down. So again, I'm not trading counter. I want to trade the continuations going short. So I'm not going to look at AU. We'll look at GJ. Cool. Perfect. So let's go down to a lower time frame on this one. Still don't have no engulfing. Going long. Okay. We'll keep it here. We'll see how it goes. And if you guys have any questions, anything you guys want me to explain again, any pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. If not, we'll just be waiting here for the news to hit, and then we'll keep on looking at these charts. I don't know. Yo, T.I. a better man than me, bro. Lambo's a beast though. Yo, cause he got hit in the back. The Lexus fucked up, yo, and nothing happened to the Lambo. The Lambo truck, I should say. Got 7 minutes for the news, guys. 5 seconds. Let's see. Alright, so exactly what I was talking about. Nothing happened. So I'll be right back. Given a lot of confirmations here, man. Just no golfing doesn't have a bottom wick. Golfing doesn't have a top wick. I'm not gonna fall for any of these traps yet until see we haven't used that team hit already. Next news is at 9:45 and then 10 a.m. GG, let's see. Still got time. See you later, bro. Peace out, my brother. We'll see you tonight. So there you guys go. Right. This is why we wait for the news. This is why we wait for the price to really give us a real direction, guys. It really doesn't get it doesn't get easier than that. You know what I mean? It really doesn't. Some people would think this is very difficult, right? But everything we had drawn out, I mean everything we had drawn out is exactly what's playing out. Everything that we said, the reasons why we wouldn't take these positions, um, it just really doesn't get more simple than that. Let's start from the top, right? AU, we know we were on the fence, right? But we knew that we didn't want to trade going counter, right? So we passed on that. EU just continued going up, right? Didn't really give us a pullback. 39 pips is SCP. We already did 35, so definitely not gonna turn that one back on. Right, so where we're at now in GCAD, right? Moving counter, going down. We're looking for a third day rise, right? Price still hasn't given it to us. Could it still give it to us? Yeah. Pause. Right, we have a 2 days of rise. We know that we're at the top of the zone. 30-minute, we're trading between that high and this low. Right, this third day rise. Why is it iffy? Right, we have the retest of this zone here. Right, waiting to see what price wants to do. Could be an engulfing retest as well. We'll see. We'll keep this one up. GJ's going down. GU's going down. US 30's in the same place. USD CAD is going down. Going counter, perfect. Gold is still pushing up, hasn't given us a real. Right, that entry really was at 5:36 a.m. with the break and the retest of the neckline. That really would have been the trade for today for gold. Happened a little bit early, but that's really the only thing that was given. And then Bitcoin's still pushing down. So gonna give it till 9:30. We have 10 minutes here. All right, the next news that comes out is 9:45, so 9:30 NYC open, and then we'll wait for the 15 minutes for 9:45. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, so we can go ahead and just shut off gold for now. Let's see. Going down the list, right? We know US 30 might be the one. GJ pushed down, right? So faked everybody out. If you thought that the internal structure was gonna be respected, you thought wrong. Exactly what we were saying. And GCAD, waiting it out, waiting to see what price wants to do. Let's see something real quick. Okay. GCAD might really be interesting. Let's see real quick. I want to see this. How are we reacting in a lower time frame to this zone? See how these pairs reacted, right? So AU went up. EU stayed in the same place. We have GCAD on the other screen. GJ went to the bottom. GU is still in the same spot, just consolidating here in the middle. US 30 is pushing up, right? So yeah, that lower time frame confirmation was pretty strong. But I'm interested in this pullback, right? We're not gonna chase these trades, right? But that's looking good. Setting up for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month too. US 30 still in this, or USD CAD still in the same spot. ZAR is still pushing down. Gold went up, we already know that. Gold in the same bottom, so, or Bitcoin in the same bottom. So I think I'm gonna call it there, guys. I'm not gonna force any of these trades for today. You know, if I see something, I'll let you guys know in the Discord. But for right now, we're just gonna go ahead and go on to the next one, right? We'll be back later tonight. Again, remember, guys, if you guys are still gonna be in trades, still looking for trades, please remember you have FOMC news at 2 p.m. and 2:30. So again, if you're in a position, you know, and price isn't moving, understand that 2:30, once 2 o'clock hits, you'll start seeing the volume. But that's it for me today, guys. See you guys later tonight. Peace out.